Ladies and gentlemen, add your hands together for Carol Vorderman! Yay! How are you?
Very well.
Have a seat,
Thank you. I was just chatting to the girls.
You what?
I was just chatting to the girls about girls' cars.
You are a bit of a Jaguar fan, aren't you?
I love Jags. I've driven Jags now for about 6 years or so. But I started with a saloon.
Yeah.
In the kind of the Jag part of my life. And that was a bit, I don't know, it was a bit of a kind of steady family car. And then I changed to an XK8.
Yes.
With a hard top.
Yes.
Which is fantastic. Absolutely
But
brilliant.
you've got an XKR.
I've got an XKR.
Now, soft top.
Soft top.
But your past history of cars has been shocking, actually. A Nissan 120... Actually, a Datsun 120Y.
120Y.
No,
well, I didn't have any money.
This is a knowledgeable audience.
Yes.
They download pictures of...
Yes, but I did have it in brown, so that the rust... in brown, so that the rust patches wouldn't show too much.
A brown... And then, of course, you got a job on Countdown, and you bought a...
A brand spanking new, shiny Ford Orion.
You see... So what kind of supercharger have you got on your Jaguar?
Oh, I have a Root supercharger.
See, on my Mercedes, I have a screw supercharger.
And Dr. Clarkson, as I believe I have to address
Yes,
you.
I am now
right?
a doctor.
Did you know he was a doctor?
Did you know that?
You still can't trust him, but he is a doctor.
I have been made a doctor, and I must say, it's really nice.
Honorary doctor.
It's a doctor.
From Brunel.
Still a doctor.
From Brunel University.
It doesn't matter where I got it.
Well, I have a Root supercharger. You have a screw supercharger.
Yes, mine's better.
Why is yours better?
Because I have more compression. I get more compression and therefore more power out of the supercharger on my Mercedes than you do out of the rather...
No, you don't, actually. Not at full throttle.
Whatever. I have more power across more of the range with a screw than you do with a Root.
You are, yes, you're at full pressure all the time, as we know, Jeremy. but of course, the XKR with the Root supercharger is much more efficient because when you're cruising, you don't want all of that pressure. You only use a little bit of the power. But what I wanted to ask you about was the difference between a turbo and a supercharger, Dr. Clarkson. Technically.
They're spelt differently, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
T-U-R-B-O, and then the other one is different, spelt differently.
Yes.
A turbo,
yes.
exhaust gases
yes.
go into the turbocharger and spin it.
Yes.
Witchcraft happens, and you go faster.
OK.
And I think what it is important to stress at this point, and I think everybody's probably guessed this already, everybody just thinks you just can do mental arithmetic, but actually you are a proper engineer,
Well,
aren't you?
I read engineering at university, at Cambridge, and we did a little bit with the Wankel engine. Which I noticed...
Why do I laugh? The stupid thing to do is this. Did you used to laugh at Cambridge University?
Of course you did. I know you say Wankel, you've got to laugh, haven't you? I just find it... I mean, it's regrettable now that because of the BBC pronunciation unit, you're not allowed to study Uranus anymore. It's Uranus, isn't it?
James does.
Does it?
We must tell him it's against BBC guidelines now to study his aim. No, he can't. It doesn't work that way around, does it? No. But don't you think it's... What interests me about the engineering...
Yes.
In this country, you can sit next to someone who turns around and goes, I'm an estate agent, and you go, really, tell me more. What else? Sit next to an engineer, people just run a mile. As soon as someone says, oh, I'm in engineering. And don't you think that's ridiculous?
Well, I think engineers are partly guilty for that themselves, but it is ridiculous because on the continent, as you know, in Italy and France and Germany, you called, as you would be called here, Professor something,
or Doctor
Clarkson.
Doctor.
You would be called Engineer Clarkson. Well, you wouldn't, obviously, with your knowledge of superchargers, but but over there, it would happen.
Do you know what's just popped into my head is Adrian Newey.
Yeah, Adrian Newey,
who is
of course, at McLaren.
The McLaren Formula One designer. He gets paid plenty for designing cars.
Well, and quite rightly, too.
I was at school with him. We used to specky Neweys in the metalwork shop. Where's that going to get him, eh?
All round the world.
Yes, exactly, all around the world, and it just carries his wallet in a helicopter. You an F1 fan?
Huge F1 fan.
Really? They found it
Yes.
boring.
It was a good season last season.
It wasn't. It was dreary. I should have run it.
It was a good season this last season.
It wasn't good.
It was.
It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't. It
Was
wasn't.
it good? Yes, thank you.
It wasn't, was it? Anyway, it's certainly just they just nod, this lot. Yes, no, whatever. It's the drivers are the big problem for me. They're so dreary.
Well, some of them are.
Well, right, who isn't?
Montoya. He's lovely.
I like his wife.
His wife. There we are, you see. That's good enough reason to like him.
It is just she drove the car.
She is fantastic. Very bright, very beautiful. She's lovely.
That's what we should do.
What?
Formula One drivers. Formula One Drivers' Wives Championship.
Yes. That's a good idea.
It is. You see, I've just suddenly, Bernie, if you're watching, send a cheque. Now, the Liana.
Oh, yes. I just had a great day. I love the Stig. He was so good. And he taught me how to do handbrake turns today.
Well, that's not going to make you go very fast.
No, it isn't. No, it
Pulling
isn't.
a handbrake on.
No.
Have you never done one before?
No.
So did that explain what happened when you were on one of your practice laps?
The last one, I was just pushing it a little too far.
Who'd like to see what happened on one of the practice laps? Yeah. Here we go. Right, where are we now? Oh, it's the follow-through. Oh, a bit wide. Oh, how is this? Oh,
That was my last lap.
that was quite close.
Oh, this is great. This one's great.
Did you, in fact, spend any time at all on the track in your practice, or was it all just...
Oh, no, that was my last one. And the Stig had said, oh, you brake here and you brake hard. And I thought, oh, no, I'll just go a little bit further. But obviously, I should have listened to the Stig.
Oh, no, I like the spirit. I do like the Stig says brake here, I'll go a little bit further. OK, shall we find out how you did, then?
Yes, OK.
Here we go. Run the lap. Ooh, a slightly damp track.
Yes.
And the sun in your eyes.
Yes.
Do you want to use any other excuses? Oh, that was a bit of a slide. What? That's looking pretty tidy. Here we come into the hammerhead. You've kept it on the island. Yes, beautifully, a bit wide there, but other than that was fine.
Yeah.
Fastest corner, that's where you had your problem, but no problem on your quick lap. Oh, close. Bit close. This is threading a needle at 85 miles an hour. It's not easy. And into Gambon. And across the line. That was pretty spectacular. I mean, that's what's called using all the track, I think, in places there. Vorderman. And you want to do better than Whiteley, obviously.
Well, obviously, yes.
What should we call the track? It wasn't wet.
Moist.
Moist. How about a mildly moist? Damp? No, I'm sticking with mildly moist. This was what I'm going to go for. A mildly moist.
So how many seconds extra does that give me, then?
You did it.
Yeah.
In 1 minute.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind, that's the fastest ever damp lap.
Yeah.
1:54.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
51.2. You go there. That is the fastest ever wet lap of our track.
Oh, that's good then, isn't it? How come I'm the only one who's got a point after
We've decided we're going to start doing points now because everyone started getting 150. So last Carol, when he came on, was a 147.1. That's what we're doing now.
OK.
So we're doing points.
So I was nearly as fast as you, then?
Yes, but you had a damp
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
bit, whereas I did it in a dry. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Vorderman. That was great.